In an ideal world, I think that both the left and the right are going to have to build new coalitions within their communities, and I think we in the conservative movement have to develop a conservative movement that can lead the country forward and address the issues of today and tomorrow. And so I'm really believing that the people that we brought together putting in conservative principles could really accomplish that. That's what I'm excited about. The issue of racial tension is a really important one that has to be dealt with. And I think too often in the conservative movement, we have not really sent a message of welcome to all different races. And almost implied that without saying it, it's a white, male, European party, conservative movement. In so many, not saying that, but it's been a undertow, and it's certainly been interpreted that way. So that's a huge factor on the conservative side. What the left has done really well is built an identity politics coalition of people and their identities. The more you've been mistreated, the more valuable your opinion. That is actually even worse because it puts people in categories of I'm Asian, I'm black, I'm gay, I'm a woman, I'm African American. Whatever the issue is, you're that category. You're not really who you are. We're all very complex. So we really need a politics that's relational, that is inclusive, that says you can be very complex. You could be a conservative, pro-life, African American who likes to shoot their gun on the weekend and is very concerned about climate change. We should allow for that complexity within each human being. We don't really do that now. We actually are stereotyping people. So I think that the right has failed on this, and we really need to show that our principles are for everyone, and I think that identity politics is quite dangerous.
Something is needed.
Yeah, not so much your identity, but almost like a relational politics, where we just actually fight for the underdog. We respect people, particularly whoever in the room is in the, if you would say, the minority position, but it could be a Trump person in the room. I think the danger of it being around race is that it actually has created white identity politics. And that's been exploited to people and played on people's fears. And both sides are playing on the fears of these groups and saying, this other side is going to do something very horrible to you. Join back into your tribe of these racial groups, and we'll protect you in those. That's really dangerous for the future. Yeah, I think what's next for the American Project is we're actually going to try to grow this into a movement that's built on ideas. And we really do want to break out of the traditional parties that are really not connected much to principles or ideas anymore, and really try to bring an inclusive group together of people who really can agree on principles that we think are really practical. Yeah, I would say one of the major goals of the project is understanding how connections get made. So I helped create the project and helped put people together. And I was shocked, to be honest, that the number one issue people raised when they came was alienation and loneliness. That is just not the thing you'd expect when a group of conservatives get together. They're going to want to talk about taxes and foreign policy, and they're going to want to talk about Obamacare or something like that. And instead, in all of our papers, we all wrote papers, and everybody said, I think the biggest issue is the alienation, the dislocation, and the chronic loneliness in the culture. And that was lost when we lost the institutions that mediated society between radical individualism and radical collective big government. And so I was really surprised by the fact that we all agreed on that was the problem, and we also agreed that the solution was finding ways to connect human beings back together again across diverse perspectives.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.